Hey guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at the new characters coming for Legends Festival 2023 Part 1. Now I did in-depth, I won't even say just super in-depth breakdowns, each of which are over 30 minutes long, for each of the Legends Limited characters in videos yesterday. So if you want to see a super mega in-depth video, go ahead and check those videos out. Now I did make a community tab post about this as well, but you guys should be seeing a very significant upgrade in video quality starting from this video. This is going to be my first video recorded on my new phone. I've had video issues with capturing my gameplay on my phone pretty much forever since I started recording videos. I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max now, and because it uses a USB-C port, it actually has fixed the problem. So you no longer are going to have this problem. The only setback with this is, if you guys notice, the gameplay is a little bit cut off on the left and right sides. That's just because my overlays were specifically customized for my old phone screen. This phone screen is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to have to get my layouts adjusted. I just haven't had enough time to do that before Legends Fest started here, so I will be doing that shortly, but the first few videos you guys see might have the gameplay just a little bit cut off. I'm trying to get a new overlay done so we can get that not be an issue, but yeah, you guys should be seeing a significant quality upgrade. I mean, there's no more stuttering that's going to happen, hopefully, and just the overall image quality is much better with this new phone here. So I'm not going to go super in-depth with Blue Kaioken Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and Beast Gohan, just because, again, I did super mega detailed breakdowns yesterday. But I do also want to check out the banner units, the Golden Freeza and the Gotenks, because we did not see their full kits yesterday. But I think we'll just start off with the LS, and I'll highlight the main parts of these characters that I think are most worth noting here. So, of course, this character is a ranged green / reverse green element character. Let's see their stats. So again, because of the way that the stats work with the Arts Boost system, we're going to have to subtract around 8,000 to take into consideration the Arts Boost system, as well as the Title Boost system not being factored in here. So let's go ahead and click this. Okay, so yeah, their defense or their stats are looking pretty damn good here. So it looks like they're going to be high 260s. That's really good for just a normal LF character. High 260s to main offensive stat, and then their defense are going to be, what is that? So their strike defense is going to be still above 170, and their blast defense is going to be high 170s. That is crazy. High 170s. All right. That's really good. They hold a strike and a blast, and the blast card is 10% to damage inflicted self for 10 counts. Yeah, the one thing I also do want to quickly highlight about this character is they have a lot of teams. Look at this. So first of all, they're on Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, and Sun Family, right? That's obviously a pretty big thing, because this is close to what we got last year with the Tag Super Saiyan 4 characters, right? The Tag Super Saiyan 4 characters are also on Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, Sun Family, and then of course they're on GT. This character not only is on Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, and Sun Family, but they're on God Key, and they're on Universal Rep. Universal Rep is a team that has been getting insane characters the entire year. So there's going to be no shortage of places to run this character. They're basically going to fit at home on any one of these teams, honestly. I mean, they are more of a blast character, so obviously they'll fit better on teams that can run a blast-centric team, but I feel like you could probably just put this character wherever you want, and they're going to be good. Okay, so there's one thing I really wanted to mention. Actually, I think there's two things I think we should highlight with this character. The first thing is going to be their green card effect. Their green card effect is actually looking pretty insane. So this character, both the Vegeta and the Goku side, have the same exact green card effect here for the portion that matters, right? So Vegeta is giving blast damage to the entire team. Goku is canceling allies' attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for the entire team. So they have like a pseudo support role with that. But then when we scroll down to this, the Goku and Vegeta side have the same effect here. So they actually have a stronger effect for their green card for the first time they use the effect, and then the effect slowly diminishes depending on how many times you use it. But this first effect is insane. So the baseline effect is they're healing by 15%, 20% damage inflicted, and then obviously Goku and Vegeta have their own abilities after that. But then the additional effect they have for the first usage, they draw a full hand of cards, they get 100 ki, they get Cover Null for 10 counts, and then they nullify card destruction effects for 5 counts. The reason why that's super insane is because their unique gauge to me, like I think this might be a mistake on their part. I don't think they quite realize how stupid this is, but that's going to synergize extremely well with their unique gauge. Let's just quickly read this, and then this will be, you know, the portion of the breakdown where we go over this character's highlights. Slightly charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they're on the battlefield. That is the same exact wording as LF Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku, so their unique gauge should initially fill up at the same rate as Dragon Fist. Once the unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and applies the following effects to self. Randomly draws at most 3 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards, so it gives you a full hand. Restores ki by 40. Gives you a 20% damage inflicted permanent buff, which is uncancelable, activates 1 time. Then they get 20% extra damage for 15 counts, which of course is a repeatable buff. This is where things get insane. They get 50% to their unique gauge charge rate, which can be activated twice, which means that they're going to be able to get up to a 100% unique gauge charge rate buff if they fill up their gauge twice, which again shouldn't be hard to do considering their green card gives them a full hand and gives them Cover Null and disallows card destruction. And then on top of that, every time they fill their unique gauge up, they're getting Cover Null for 10 counts again. So when I look at this, all I'm thinking is like, you can just chain this unique gauge into itself. You pop the unique gauge, you grab a full hand, you grab ki, you grab Cover Null, and then you're going to be able to fill up the unique gauge even faster for the next time you fill it up with this unique gauge charge rate increase. This to me seems like it's actually too strong, but we'll have to see how this actually feels in game. So those are the things I just wanted to highlight quickly with that character. Next, move on to Beast Gohan. So obviously this is a transforming character. Let's go ahead and check his stats out. He's a melee type. So again, subtracting around 8,000. Oh my god, his defense is, what the hell? So strike attack is going to be somewhere around mid 250s, which is a little, I would honestly, it's a little low for like a modern day LF character. But remember, this is a transforming unit. So he's going to be at like mid 250 strike attack, low 250 blasts. But look at these defenses. He's going to be at low 180s basically for both defenses. He's going to, he's barely going to, he's probably going to be at like 179 for blast defense, but his strike defense is actually going to be eclipsing 180,000. That's insane. For an LF character to have over 180,000. That's crazy. Let me just quickly check what his post-transformation stats look like. Oh my god. Yeah, that... So I mentioned this in my breakdown video yesterday. We knew that transforming characters typically got better stats once they transformed, but I was not expecting him to just gain, like, what is this, 30,000? Basically 30,000 offenses. Look at his health. 2.7 million health. I mean, he's going to be he's going to be over 280 to his main strike attack stat. This is like early Legends level material. And then his defenses are going to be at like mid 180s. Okay. I mean, they're really going off with this Beast Gohan here. So he holds a 5 key restoration strike card and a normal blast card. There's a few things I want to highlight with this character. The first one is going to be the blue card. So the main thing to note about this blue card, actually we should just take a look at the pre-transformed blue card first. The Explosive Soaring Dragon Strike. This actually has the ability to restore your vanishing gauge by 70% 3 times, which is insane. And then of course this character has a unique gauge in the pre-transform state and then the post-transform state as well, and they actually function differently. The pre-transformed version of this character has a unique gauge that is very, very similar, if not just identical, to LF Android 17, which fills up according to how many times your team takes damage or takes arts cards or hits, right? So whenever your team takes an arts card hit, it will fill up slightly, and then once it reaches the full gauge, you'll be able to get significant buff effects. So let me just see if I can find this. Let me see. Is it up more? Here we go. Slightly charges own unique gauge every time an ally is hit with an enemy's arts attack. The following effects occur once unique gauge is full. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 30 counts. Restores ally health by 15%. Shortens ally sub count by 10, and then reduces enemies Dragon Balls by 1. So that will actually activate for the pre-transformed version of Gohan. Gohan also has an effect that is pretty similar to like Blue 17 and Ultra Kid Buu, where he removes enemy buff effects. So the following effects occur when enemy activates a special move, arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character's in the battlefield. Cancels enemy buff effects at the bottom here. Now, the one thing to remember about this is that when we've had characters that have done this in the past, so like Blue 17, and then like Ultra Janemba also does this as well, there's typically been a limit on this for how many times this can activate. This Gohan does not have a limit on this. So you can unlimited times remove enemy buff effects, like when they use a bunch of blue cards and stuff like this. And then he also debuffs the enemy too with Arts Power Down. And then on top of that, he's increasing his own unique gauge, he's increasing ally health restoration, and he's reducing ally sub count, which can be paired up with the unique gauge ability as well. One other thing to mention about the pre-transformed version of this character is he has a transformation obviously into Beast, but if your unique gauge is full when you transform into Beast, you get this dumb mechanic where you can reduce enemies' vanishing gauge to 0, which you guys should know how stupid that is based off of Ultra Vegito Blue being a menace for as long as he has been, right? Then on top of that, you also enter the fight with a full unique gauge with Beast Gohan, and you draw a green card, which, if we take a look at Beast Gohan here, his green card then draws a blue. And then his blue card with the full unique gauge is going to allow him to just have a ridiculously explosive mechanic here where he removes, or he ignores 30% of the enemy sustained damage cut effects. He increases his own Dragon Balls, he draws another card, and then he resets his own unique gauge so that you can build it up and do the whole thing over again. Now, one thing I want to mention with this Beast Gohan transformation is that, as you guys can see, it has the same exact Vanish Gauge restoration mechanic here. 70% activates 3 times. This should be a separate like counter from the pre-transform version. So in the pre-transform version, if you've already used the 370% Vanish Gauge restorations here, when you transform, it should reset itself. So you should have 3 more. So in total, this character should be able to restore his Vanishing Gauge by 70% 6 times in total via the blue card. And then one other thing I want to mention with Beast Gohan is he has this interesting like LF Kid Buu, LF Purple UI Goku mechanic here, where he applies the following effects to self every 4 timer counts while this character's in the battlefield. Restores Ki by 15. That's pretty good. Restores Vanishing Gauge by 70%, activates 3 times. And then he gets a stacking 10% special move damage buff and -3 to special move arts card buff for 30 counts each. Every 4 counts, right? So the crazy thing about this too is the Vanish Gauge restoration, I think. But I think it's going to be pretty tough to keep track of exactly when that is going to activate because it's every 4 counts. And I think the way this is going to work too is it's probably not going to consume charges of this if you already have a full Vanish Gauge. So we'll see how this works in game, but it looks pretty dumb to me. So that's going to be Beast Gohan here. All right, I'm going to do just traditional breakdowns for the Gotenks and the Golden Freeza because I don't think we were able to see everything these characters were able to do here. So this Gotenks is a defense type. Let's go ahead and buff him up. Okay, yeah, it looks like his defenses are going to be pretty damn high. Offenses are really low. 230 to both offenses. Yeah, that is very low. But he is getting 100. He's going to be at over 180,000 to both defenses. That's pretty good. Holds a strike and a blast. Of course, he's on movies, Hybrid Saiyans, and Fusion Warriors. This is a very rare occurrence where the Fusion Warrior team is going to be getting a non-LF, non-Ultra character. This is a nice addition for the team, I think. Okay, so it's a normal strike, normal blast. The blue card is the Special Rising Peach Tart. This is a blast armor melee-based blue card. Massive impact damage, and then on hit, he gives the enemy 5 sub-counts and inflicts forced switching. Okay, it's been a while since we've seen a blue card with this effect on it. All right, and then the green card is, hey, get spanked. Reduces enemy ki by 30, reduces enemies Dragon Balls by 1, activates once, cancels enemy attribute upgrades, and then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 10 all arts costs, and then -1 to arts card draw speed level. Yeah, this is just a very disruptive, annoying green cards. That's interesting. Main ability, fine, then I'll charge in and hope for the best. He gives himself 50 ki, 30% damage inflicted permanently, and then 30% to the next special move damage inflicted. Takes your opponent's Dragon Balls and adds them to your own. Effect will change according to how many Dragon Balls they have. So this is a very similar effect to Yellow Demon King Piccolo, except it's more of a conservative effect. So this Gotenks, even if the opponent has 0 Dragon Balls, he will still gain a Dragon Ball no matter what, which is interesting. And then if the opponent has at least 1 Dragon Ball, he'll take 1. So you actually will gain 2 Dragon Balls with this in most instances, which is pretty strong because they have recently lowered the rate at which Dragon Balls appear on arts cards. So this is actually an effect I think that is a lot more powerful than if they had not made that change, which is interesting. The only thing I'll say about this main ability is they didn't give him HP restoration, which is a little bit annoying. I wish they, like, in 2023, about to be 2024, we shouldn't have characters with main abilities that don't give health. I don't know, especially for a defense type character like this. Z ability, 35% to movies, hybrids, or fusion warriors, both defenses, and then 18% to movies or hybrids strike attack. Okay. So he has -1 sub count as default. He has 90% damage. Oh, he actually only has 60% reduced damage received. Yeah, that's a problem. So what they did with this is they gave him, I think it's 10% extra reduced damage received on cover change. But I'd rather they just make this 70% here. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draws a green card next, activates once. 30 key, 50% damage inflicted, and then card draw speed for 15 counts. Okay, so he's actually getting some damage, but I wouldn't really expect this character to be doing absurd levels of damage with these stats here. Applies the following effects to self when enemy switches characters while this character's in the battlefield. So this should, theoretically, this should activate when you use the blue card because it forces them to switch. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores health by 5% and key by 30. Okay. And then -1 to all arts costs, which is actually permanent. Stacks up to 5 times. Following effects occur when own health reaches 0, so he has an endurance effect here. Then, on top of that, he's also shortening ally subcount by 10 and reducing enemy key by 100. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. He does have a cover change against strike art attacks, which I guess it's important to note that this is actually unchainable with the blue card. So it's going to be similar to like the pre-transformed yellow Jiren, where you can't chain the blue card off of the cover change. Following effects occur when changing cover. Reduce damage received by 10% until combo ends. Okay, so yeah, this is the reason why they only gave him 60% reduced damage received here, is because he's getting 10% here. Guess what? I don't care. He should have still had 70% reduced damage received, and then they should have gotten the 10% on top of that anyway. Like, I don't think that matters. I think he should have just had 70 and then 10. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. That's good. 30% damage inflicted by allies for 20 timer counts. Yeah, that's a powerful support ability there. But the only problem with this is it's depending on how long you stay in with Gotenks. But I mean, this is also affecting him too. He's also getting this effect. And then he destroys an enemy card once, and then another card once, but twice only. So they are obviously very scared of double card destruction like we had with Future Gohan 3 years ago. Following effects occur when performing a special cover change. So when you cover change against their strike arts attack and it performs the animation, this will happen. Shortens ally subcount by 5, activates twice. Obscures all enemy cards for 5 counts, which is really, really annoying. Reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1, and then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 100% to key recovery for 10 timer counts. Following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below when hit by an enemy's art attack while this character is in the battlefield. Restores own health by 20%. He gradually heals for 30 counts and then shortens allies subcount by 10. Yeah, this is the same exact effect that we're going to see on Golden Freeza in a second here. Characters like the 23rd World Tournament Goku have this as well, so it should activate immediately when you take a hit and he falls below half HP. This is definitely a character that I'm not going to be able to accurately judge how good he is before using him. He's a disrupt defense character that's not really going to be doing tons of damage, so we'll have to see how he feels for sure. Okay, next we're going to be looking at Golden Freeza. This guy seemed really, really good when I looked at him yesterday, just the initial info that we had. Oh my god, that blast attack. Okay. So he is a ranged character. I guess there's one downside to this is that he has a very, very big differential between blast and strike. So probably not going to be doing the most strike attack ever, but he has really high blast attack and he has really high defenses. He's going to have mid 170s. And then, well, he's going to have mid 170 strike and then high 170 blast. Yeah, that blast attack, though, is insane. He's going to have like 265 for just a 1% sparking. That's really good. Holds 2 blasts, of course. Then he's on Freeza Force, Transforming Warrior, Lineage of Evil, Otherworld Warrior, and Universe Rep. Strike is nothing, and then the blast is anti-armor, which we typically see from ranged characters these days, which is really good. Blue card is the Emperor Death Beam, massive pierce damage, and then applies the following effects to self upon activation. 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 counts, 20% to ultimate damage inflicted. So he's actually getting a permanent ultimate damage buff when you activate the blue card. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit, randomly destroys 2 cards, and a 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed. I actually really like this blue card. I think it's really strong. Killing 2 enemy cards is really nice too. All right, the green card is the Golden Pose. Draw the Ultimate Arts card, Laser Net Death Beam next, activates once. So this is a character that can, in fact, launch multiple ultimates per fight because you can draw a ultimate from the green card. It's kind of like the LF Trunks, the LF Green Android Saga Trunks. Restores own health by 15% and ki by 50, 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, 10% to ultimate damage inflicted permanently, and then he's getting a -10 to own special move arts cost permanently, which stacks twice, so you can get -20 to cost on this. So he's getting ultimate damage from a bunch of different sources. He's getting 10% from the green card. He's getting 20% from the blue card. Let's take a look at the ultimate itself. So the Laser Net Death Beam. Massive impact damage. Falling effects occur on hit. 100% chance to inflict paralyze. Yeah, that's just toxic. that is just toxic. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -30% to special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power for 10 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -1 to arts card draw speed level, +5 to all arts cost, and +2 to sub count for 10 counts. And then, of course, has blast armor. This is going to be a really annoying ultimate. Paralyze, arts power down, minus card draw speed, plus cost, and then plus sub count. Yeah, that's you don't want to get hit by this. Okay. Main ability, and now we get to the fun part. Draw the Ultimate Arts card, Laser Net Death Beam next. Restores own health by 30. Yeah, 30 is good. Why, dude? Why does Gotenks get no health on his main? Why does he not get anything on his main? This guy gets 30% and then 50 ki. Oh, he gets his full vanish back. Oh, he gets -50% to sustain damage cut. Oh, and he nullifies... What? He nullifies endurance. Huh. Wow. This is seeming pretty good. So he's drawing the ultimate, getting health, getting ki, getting his full vanish, ignoring 50% of the enemy sustained damage cut, and he's nullifying endurance. That's pretty good. This is what I'm talking about with main abilities, man. Z ability, Universe Rep, Lineage of Evil, Freeza Force, both offenses, and then 18% to blast defense for Universe Rep. We have first unique ability here, Omen of Betrayal. 90% damage. There we go. Reduce damage received by 70%. Take notes, Gotenks. 60% to key recovery, arts card draw speed, and then -2 blast arts cost. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Draws a blast arts card next. Restores ki by 20. 60% damage. 40% to the next blast arts damage inflicted. And then 10% to ultimate damage inflicted. Activates 3 times. Okay, here's more ways to stack ultimate damage. Okay. So 90% damage here and then 60% here. That's good. And then extra to just blast. Applies the following effects to self upon landing a strike or a blast arts hit. Restores ki by 20. Activates once. Activation count resets when after character switches. He gets cover null for 3 counts. But he has to land the card first. Okay, interesting. That's a bit different than what we're used to. Typically with characters like this. So we see this, for example, with like Tag, Vegeta, and Trunks. Like they'll have cover null for 3 counts, but it's when they activate the card. This Freeza gets it when he lands the card. Interesting. And then he gets 30% blast damage for 15 timer counts. Wow, 30%? Every time he lands a striker or blast card, he's just stacking 30% blast damage. And then 10% to ultimate damage inflicted. Dude, he's just getting insane amounts of ultimate damage inflicted. Okay. He has a cover change against strikes, which is chainable. Following effects occur when changing cover. Reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1, activates once. -1 card draw speed, and then -15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 counts. Yeah, that's to all enemies. That's really good. Following effects occur when enemy performs a vanishing step while this character's in the battlefield. So if you make the enemy vanish, 20% to ultimate damage inflicted. And then he goes type neutral defensively for 10 counts, and then reduces enemy ki by 20. Following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below when hit by an enemy's arts attack while this character's in the battlefield. Activates once. He's going to force draw a green card. Heal by 15%. Heal allies by 15%. Okay, so he's healing himself by 30% in total, and then he's healing the whole team by 50%. That's really good. Oh my god, 30% damage inflicted by allies? He's supporting? Shortens ally subcount by 5. Reduces enemy ki by 100. What the hell is this mechanic? Destroys all of your enemy's cards, no switching, and then seals their main abilities. Yeah, this is insane. Okay, this Freeza looks really good, dude. Let me see if I can add up all the different ultimate damage increase effects here. So he's getting 20% ultimate damage here. He's getting 10% here. So that's 30. 30%. Then he's getting 30 here. That's 60%. Then he's getting 20 here. That's 80%. So if you have the full amount of ultimate damage buffs this character can get, he's getting 80% ultimate damage. That's pretty dumb. And then you can use the ultimate twice. But obviously, you're probably not going to get into the position where you can use the ultimate twice while having the full buff, because it takes a lot to get to the full buff, right? Okay, I mean, that Freeza seems absurd to me. Let's check out the new equipment we got, and then we'll wrap this video up. I'm going to be doing a separate breakdown video, just going over the celebration as well. So, okay, so looks like we're getting this equip, which should be for the Piccolo. No, Sun Family and Hybrid Saiyans. 10% HP, 10% to Pure Strike when a Sun Family is a battle member, and then 10% to Pure Blast when Vegeta Clan or Sagas from the movies is a battle member. This is very similar to this. This equip is very good. Double Pure Offenses and 10% HP. Yeah, dude, this is actually really good. This has to be the PvP equipment, actually. This is this is actually really good. Okay. And this is for Sun Family and Hybrids. By the way, it doesn't look like that free-to-play Piccolo is in the data right now, so I imagine it'll probably come out next week. So yeah, the Red Ribbon Army outfit Piccolo. All right, we know we're getting some unique equipments, right? Unless they're not in the data yet. Okay, so we got 2 equips here. Yeah, these are the ones they showed yesterday. So this is Sagas from the movies Superhero. They specifically made a episode for Superhero because there's so many characters from Superhero. Special move damage 10%, strike attack 32%, and then both defenses 25%. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is not like some insane game-breaking equipment, but this is a very, very solid equip. I'll take this. And then we have one for, I guess, Universe Survival Saga. Okay, I thought it would be Universe Rep, but it's Universe Survival Saga. Health restoration 10%, both defenses at 22, and then blast attack by 35. Yeah, this is clearly just designed for the tag Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta character. Yeah, again, I'll make the same comment about this one. It's just a very, very solid equip. Nothing game breaking, but just really good. Okay. I believe that should probably be it, right? Yeah, we got this one. This one came out this past week, but I'm just waiting for the Mega Bonanza to start rolling. This is really good. This also could help the new character out a lot. I mean, this is giving 35% blast attack, 15% ki recovery, 10% special move damage, and then HP. Yeah, you want to run this on the new character. This is 100% what you want to run, at least for one slot. Okay, well, there we go. That is going to be the full kit breakdowns for all new characters. We took a look at some of the equipment as well. Let me know down below what you guys think about this. By the way, we will be live streaming summons for the first time in a very long time. Hopefully you guys are excited. I'm very excited. This part 1 looks to be very, very exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.